Bgmc. The biblical truth lives here.
We are living in a time like no other in history, but fortunately for us, God wrote it all down in His prophecies. Find out what prophecies happened this week ripped straight from the headlines. Stay tuned for the Prophecy Headlines news show on the Remnant's Cult.
End Time Prophecy! News! Everybody! All right, the first news story comes from Israel.
La primera historia viene desde Israel.
Please pay attention to prophecy happening in our midst.
Por favor, preste atención a la profecía aconteciendo entre
The
nosotros.
first news story,
La primera historia.
Israel has openly said
Israel abiertamente dijo
they will not allow Iran to have a nuclear weapon.
que ellos no le van a permitir a Irán tener un armamento nuclear.
And if we have to act militarily, we will.
Y que si tenemos que actuar militarmente, lo haremos.
This is going to be the party, everybody.
Aquí está comenzando la fiesta,
Because
Señor.
Israel is not following their God.
Porque Israel, si no está siguiendo a Dios,
And remember the Zechariah scripture.
y recuerden la escritura de
At the end
Zacarías,
of days, 2/3 of the Jews will die.
recuerden que al final de los tiempos, la tercera parte de los judíos va a morir.
So if they act,
Y si ellos actúan en
get
eso,
ready here also, everybody.
prepárense aquí también, todo el mundo.
Going on to the next news story.
Próxima historia.
Israel and Hezbollah, the war is inevitable. It means it's going to happen.
Israel y Hezbollah. Dice que la guerra está inevitable.
Hezbollah is getting military equipment from Iran.
Hezbollah está haciendo militarmente, recibiendo sus armamentos de Irán.
And Hezbollah is all up in Syria
Y Hezbollah está todo en Siria.
and in the West Bank and in Jerusalem.
Y está también en Jerusalén y en el West Bank.
Get ready, the wars are about to happen.
Prepárense porque la guerra está a punto de comenzar.
Going on to the next news story.
Esta historia.
There's an organization called PMW, Palestinian Media Watch.
Hay una organización que se llama KNW y es una media publicadora de Palestina.
It's a very good website. They watch the Palestinian television.
Y es una buena red que transmite los servicios de Palestina.
And Facebook didn't like them telling everybody what the Palestinians were saying.
Where?
Facebook.
En Facebook no le gusta que estén diciendo todo lo que está aconteciendo en Palestina.
So Facebook took down the PMW Facebook account.
Y entonces Facebook quitó del Facebook lo que es el PMW de su cuenta.
Going on to the next news story.
Ujú.
Iran to cooperate with Syria to destroy Israel.
Irán tomó una cooperación con Siria para destruir a Israel.
On the 18th of October,
El 18 de octubre,
Iran declared war on Israel.
Irán declaró guerra con Israel.
So they are effectively at war.
Y ellos realmente están activamente ahora en guerra.
So if Israel strikes them, they would not be breaking any laws.
Y Israel, ¿cómo? Si lo ataca, no está rompiendo ningún tipo de regla.
Going on to the next news story, anti-Semitism. Please pay attention to these stories.
Noticia de antisemitismo, por favor, preste atención a estas noticias.
When you see this much anti-Semitism going around the world,
Cuando veas todo este antisemitismo alrededor del mundo,
get ready yourselves for war.
prepárense ustedes mismos para la guerra.
Going on to the first anti-Semitism story.
Esta primera noticia antisemítica.
I'd play the video, but there's too much disgusting language.
Yo podría poner el video, pero hay mucho lenguaje inapropiado.
In the state of Virginia,
En el estado de Virginia,
this man went into a restaurant to eat dinner,
ese hombre fue a un restaurante a tener su cena.
and he had a Jewish star around his neck.
Y él tenía una estrella de David en su cuello.
And the owners of the establishment kicked him out because he was a Jew.
Y el dueño del establecimiento lo sacó del restaurante por ser judío.
And this is all on video.
Y todo eso está filmado en video.
And they said you should die like your ancestors in the oven. And they said some other very nasty things.
Y le dijo, tú deberías de morir como tus ancestros en el horno. Y le dijo otras cosas feas.
When you see these things, people, get ready.
Cuando ves estas cosas, estén preparados.
Going on to the next anti-Semitism story. This was in Cornell University.
Y esta otra noticia antisemítica fue en la Universidad de Cornell.
It says, just say no to Jewish lies.
Dice el letrero, dígale simplemente no a la vida judías.
Okay, the Solar
las
Cross
mentiras judías.
Society.
Sorry, es la sociedad del solar, la cruz solar.
They're getting to the children. They're getting to the youth, the millennials.
Ellos están llegando esa sociedad está llegando a los milenios, a los jóvenes.
If you study history,
Si estudias la historia,
study the early 1900s.
estudia la historia del principio de 1900.
Study what happened in Europe.
Estudia qué aconteció en Europa.
Hitler got to the youth first.
Hitler se acercó primero a los jóvenes.
Once you get the youth, you win.
Una vez tengas a los jóvenes, entonces ganas.
Because you can get the young people to do anything you want as long as you know how to talk to them.
Porque puedes hacer que los jóvenes hagan lo que tú quieras, siempre y cuando ellos te sigan.
Going on to the next anti-Semitism story.
Y esta otra noticia antisemítica.
The Jews won the gold in the judo tournament. Yes.
Los israelíes, los judíos
Yes.
ganaron el torneo de judo.
But the event was being held in the UAE, the United Arab Emirates.
Where?
The event was being held at the UAE, the United Arab Emirates.
Y el evento fue hecho en Dubái. Ese torneo fue en una nación árabe.
And you know when you win, you step up there to get your gold medal.
Y sabes que cuando tú ganas te subes al podio a obtener tu medalla.
And the flag of your country is raised above you.
Y la bandera es alzada en ese lugar.
They refused to raise the Israeli flag or play the Israeli national anthem.
Y ellos se rehusaron en levantar la bandera y cantar el himno nacional.
But we still
israelí.
kicked your Arab butt.
Pero de todas formas te ganamos.
We threw you.
Te estrellamos, te hicimos un hipón.
Right, judo, so you got to throw people, right?
Como en judo tienes
We
que
threw you
derribar
down and we
personas.
won.
Te derribamos y te ganamos.
We kicked your Arab butt.
Te pateamos tu árabe trasero.
Going on to the next news story.
La otra historia.
Ripped from the headlines, End Time Prophecy News.
Noticias arrancadas de los encabezados.
The first news story
Esta primera historia
is something to make you go,
es algo que tiene que hacerte pensar.
Everybody go, In this news story,
En esta historia
I wanted to tell you a little something.
quiero decirte algo.
This is very strange.
Esto es algo extraño.
Germany's leader, Angelina Merkel, has no children.
En los alemanes, Angelina Merkel no tiene niños.
The United Kingdom's Prime Minister, Theresa May, has no children.
La primer ministro Theresa May no tiene hijos de Gran Bretaña.
The Italian Prime Minister, Paolo Gentiloni, has no children.
La italiana, en Italia, la primer ministro Paolo Gentiloni no tiene niños.
Holland's leader has no children.
Y Harold, en Holanda, Mark Rutte no tiene hijos.
Sweden's leader has no biological children.
El sueco, Stefan, y eso mismo, ese apellido.
Luxembourg,
No
where
tiene-
Britney is born
No
from.
tiene hijos biológicos. Hold on, Rob. What is it?
Luxembourg, where Britney comes from.
En Luxembourg, Javier Vetter no tiene niños.
He has no children.
Tampoco tiene hijos.
Scotland's leader has no children.
El líder de Escocia, Nicola Sturgeon, no tiene hijos.
Sturgeon.
No tiene hijos.
France's leader, Macron, has no biological children.
Y el hijo el líder de Francia, Macron, no tiene hijos.
And the leader of the European Commission, Jean-Claude Juncker, has no children.
Y el presidente de la Comisión Europea, Jean-Claude Juncker, no tiene tampoco niños.
Okay? That's very strange.
Eso es extraño.
See, when people don't have children, they don't care about the future.
Cuando los niños no tienen hijos, cuando las personas no tienen hijos, no se preocupan por
Something
el
to make you
futuro.
go,
Es algo que tiene que hacerte pensar como...
Going on to the next news story.
otra historia.
There is a glimmer of hope for the United States of America.
Sí, hay una chispa de esperanza en Estados Unidos.
Here in this news story,
Y aquí en esa historia,
Trump is going to bypass the UN and send aid directly to the persecuted Christians in the Middle East.
el presidente Trump va a dar un paso en las Naciones Unidas para mandar directamente en contra de la persecución cristiana.
Okay? We'll say they're part of the house of God.
Y vamos a decir que eso es parte de la casa del Señor.
So the United States is going to be blessing the Christians in the Middle East.
Así que las Naciones Unidas va a estar bendiciendo a los cristianos en el Medio Oriente.
Going on to the next news story.
Otra historia.
There is hope in John chapter 8 verse 11,
Hay esperanza en Juan 8:11,
where Yeshua said to the woman that was in sin, don't sin anymore.
donde Yeshua le dijo a la persona que había pecado, ve y no peques más.
This is a beautiful story. The next story.
Eso es una historia bien bella.
There you see little Richard.
Ahí puedes ver a pequeño Richard.
Good golly, Miss Molly! Well, he was gay.
Él fue gay, fue
Okay.
homosexual.
Really? Well, he's not gay anymore. He has renounced his homosexuality.
Él ya no es homosexual, él renunció al homosexualismo. Amén.
He said, he asked God, he said, to save him, and the Lord spoke to him saying, Richard, you're singing Tutti Frutti. You're singing Good Golly, Miss Molly. You're singing Long Tall Sally. You're singing Girls Can't Help It, and she's got it all, these things. And Richard asked the Lord, can I do this and be saved? And the Lord said, no. So he repented.
Él se arrepintió.
And now he retired from show business, and he's becoming a Christian.
Y él se arrepintió y se retiró de hacer ese negocio que hacía y ahora es cristiano.
So there is hope for everybody.
Hay esperanza para todos.
You have to choose life.
Tienes que escoger la vida.
Going on to the next news story. The loss of children, the second commandment.
La pérdida de los niños, el segundo mandamiento.
In the news story, going on to the news story,
Y
it's
esta
about
es una-
millennials.
Esta historia es acerca de los milenios.
Millennials are abandoning their belief in God.
Los milenios están abandonando su creencia en el Señor, en Dios.
In Iceland,
En Islandia
there are 0%
hay un 0%.
of 25 and under believers in God. Zero.
Hay un 0% de menores de 25
Not
años que creen en el Señor.
one believer in God under the age of 25 in Iceland.
En Islandia no hay ni una persona, ni un joven menor de 25 años que cree en
That's
Dios.
prophecy, everybody.
Eso es profecía.
Going on to the next news story.
Esta otra historia.
This is why Beth Goyim is 100% legalistic.
Esta es la razón por la cual Beth Goyim es 100% legalista.
It says in Leviticus 20 verse 15
Dice en Levíticos 20:15
that you shouldn't have sex with an animal.
que no debes tener relaciones sexuales con
I
un
know the
animal.
Christians, really get mad at us when we say we're legalistic.
Yo sé que los cristianos se enojan con nosotros cuando decimos que somos 100%
But I want to
legalistas.
read you a story what happened in Arkansas this week.
Pero quiero leerte una historia que es lo que pasó en Arkansas. Que en esta
There you
semana.
see an idiot.
Ahí puedes ver a un idiota.
He was having sex with a donkey.
Él estuvo relaciones sexuales con un burro.
See, God wrote the law because he knew people would do it.
Para que ustedes sepan, el Señor hizo la ley, escribió la ley porque alguien estaba haciendo esas cosas.
This was on video.
Eso estuvo en un video.
So when God writes the law, he means it because people are doing it.
Cuando Dios hizo la ley, escribió la ley.
But if we're under grace, have sex with your donkey.
Así que si estamos bajo gracia, entonces haz lo que quieras. Ten relaciones con
Next
cualquiera.
news story. America is almost dead.
América está casi muerta.
1 Timothy 5 verse 15.
En 1 Timoteo 5:15.
People have turned aside to follow Satan.
El Señor, las personas se van a echar para atrás para seguir a Satanás.
At Kent State University,
En la Universidad de Kent State,
saying you need Messiah is now hate speech.
decir que necesitas a Jesús es un hecho de odio, un acto de odio.
You say you need Messiah to get into heaven is hate speech now.
Si dices que necesitas a Jesús, te van a tildar de un acto de odio.
Going on to the next news story. Tickle my ear Christians, 2 Timothy 4 verse 3.
Segunda de Timoteo 4:3, oídos cosquillosos de los cristianos.
Going on to the news story. In South Africa,
En Sudáfrica
they're giving out alcohol at services.
están dando alcohol en los servicios de la iglesia.
They're saying, what is your favorite beverage?
Están preguntando cuál es tu bebida preferida.
And the church is now giving out alcohol at their services.
Y la iglesia está brindando alcohol en su servicio.
They must not have read about Noah
Quizás ellos no han leído sobre Noé
and what happened when they got drunk.
y qué sucede cuando se embriagan.
Nothing good is going to happen when you get drunk.
Nada bueno sale de si te embriagas.
Going on to the next news story. Sickness. Please pay attention to this one
Enfermedad, preste atención a esto,
because it might be coming here, so get ready.
porque probablemente llegue aquí, así que prepárese.
God said, when you don't want to follow me, you're going to get sick.
El Señor dice que cuando no me sigues vas a estar enfermo.
Remember, we've been talking about the Black Plague for 2 weeks now?
¿Recuerdan cómo estuvimos hablando de la plaga negra hace 2 semanas?
Well, now 1,133 people have the Black Plague.
Ya unos 1,133 personas tienen esta plaga.
And now 9 countries are on high alert.
Y ahora ya 9 países están en alerta roja.
Remember, we live in a global society.
Recuerden que vivimos en una sociedad global.
One person that's got the Black Plague gets on an airplane, everybody's going to have it.
Si una persona que tiene esta plaga, la plaga negra, entra en un avión, prepárense que todos los otros se van a contagiar.
124 people are dead already.
Y ya unas 24 personas ya han muerto.
Going on to the next news story. Oh, that's it.
Esta es la última historia.
There's a lot of news out there.
Pero hay muchas más historias.
So if
allá
you want the
afuera.
news, send me an email at info@bethgoyim.org.
Si quieres las noticias, el resto de ellas, mándame un mensaje a info@bethgoyim.org.
All right, and if you're out there,
Si estás allá afuera,
hit the doggone donate button. Now we're going to take. Shalom. My name is Messianic Rabbi Andrew Dinnerman, and I invite you to come to visit our congregation. If you are in the tri-state area, come out and visit with us on Shabbat. We are a congregation of Jews and Gentiles, living as one in the Messiah Yeshua. Bgmc is a place of true worship. The focus never wanders from the Hebraic roots of our faith. Beth Goyim is rooted in the Word of God from Bereshit through to the book of Revelation. Messiah's strong words against man-made tradition are carefully recorded in Matthew 7. That is the reason we only follow the straight-up instructions found in Scripture. Truly, the way, the truth, and the life. If you're looking for a deeper walk with Adonai, come out for our Tuesday evening Bible study called Messianic Torah Time. Come, spend a day with us on any Shabbat. We start at 11 a.m. with the sound of the ancient Hebrew shofar. Next, we offer our King praise and worship in English, Hebrew, and Spanish. After worship, we review the headlines in the previous week's news from around the globe, especially news from the Holy Land, Israel. We don't just list the news headlines as current events, but we comb through the scriptures, searching for clues to understand what they mean and then to help pinpoint prophetically our current position on Adonai's clock. After digesting all that modern information, we leave the world behind as we journey with our Adonai deep into his eternal word, not with just 1 or 2 scriptures, but usually 7 or more scriptures. The spiritual nourishment and the richness of his kingdom become accessible to the ones who share this special time and seek them out. The day does not end there. Because Shabbat is so special to him, there is always so much more that our King desires to share. So instead of separating and leaving, we stay together as a family for potluck lunch and an afternoon study of our King's Word. We close the Shabbat together with the reading of the new week's parashah. That's the Torah portion. Even after those blessings, many of us just can't get enough. So the members bring prepared homemade foods to share while we all enjoy an uplifting movie together. If all that information is not quite enough, you can check out our website where you will find over 200 video teachings and biblical holy day studies. Under Messianic Torah Time, the Hebrew Roots button, you'll discover free studies on many different topics, including PowerPoint slide presentations. If Beth Goyim sounds like a place you'd love to visit, but you live outside the tri-state area, there is still a way to connect with us. We stream live on the internet on Tuesday, Thursday, and Shabbat. The website is www.bethgoyim.org. That's BETHGOYIM.org. Our phone number is 973-338-7800 or 978-2-YESHUA. That's 978, the number 2, Yeshua. Shalom.